real right now.
Myster DL.
222. Who's off?
Yeah. We are here. The Danger Zone Podcast, number 18.
Danger Zone Podcast 18 with the infamous, you know what I'm saying, your man 1,000 grand Big Shug.
Big Shug.
With my man,
Myster DL.
and also
Chef Tanya Nicole, la
AKA
zona de peligro.
Chef Tizza Isla. You know what I mean? You want some cookies
We
and brownies? Hit us up. I mean, we got
got
cookies
it all.
and brownies, y'all. You know what I mean? So, I mean, what's good, though? What's good? I mean, also today we got our man Sadat X coming through. So that's,
Oh, shit. I forgot
that's
about
fire.
that.
That's
Very
gonna be fire,
exciting.
Man. Very,
That's awesome.
very informative brother, man, and still relevant, man, in his style of hip hop in that era. So, looking forward to him coming through.
So let's start with some local news, even though he's not a local artist.
Be prepared.
Lupe Fiasco
Okay,
is going to teach rap at MIT.
for real.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you know about this?
no.
This isn't an audition? This is real life? You're not acting?
I was just saying, I didn't know that. What? So,
Yeah, it's right here. I've been holding this down for a while. I'll put something together more sophisticated later that really captures the nuance and gravity. But for now, I'll just say it straight and raw. I'm going to be teaching rap at MIT.
Well, that's crazy. I wonder if he's gonna go to class on a skateboard.
Shout out to MIT for being so progressive.
What's name said it best? 50
That's
Cent.
not Lupe.
50 Cent said it one time. Sometimes certain dudes will rhyme so. He said that somebody rhyme so smart they sound stupid. Right, so that's what it means was overeducated motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like with their rhyme style,
Yeah.
when sometimes you had those fans, but sometimes you just want to hear the music to pop, to you know, bop, get your bop on it, boom. But there's some of us just trying to say too much shit. How water is made to get hot in class, like then it fucks you up. You're like, oh shit, I can't. This party get dumb, fucked up, and be dumb, and then I gotta be smart. That shit ain't gonna. This shit ain't gonna
I'm
work.
talking about
You know
no
what I mean?
medulla oblongata.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man.
That's
I mean,
cool, though.
Shout out to Lupe.
He's going to have to battle every student he has, but that's cool.
No, I want to know what the check look like. What does the rap teacher check look like?
Hey, the great Donald Byrd, great, rest in peace, Donald Byrd, great trumpet player. Years ago, he was somewhere in D.C. I can't remember the school, but he was a professor there, which only showed up 3 times a year and was getting like $80K back then. So it's like, that's what it's showing up 3 times straight up.
What
You know
I want to
mean?
know
So-
is he going to allow the students to ask him for autographs? Or are you going to like keep every grade?
Yeah, see, that might get annoying. But the thing is like, MIT is not really the school that like aspiring rappers want to go to. So he's gonna get kind of like.
One thing you said that
Let's
I'm
not put a
glad.
box.
And because people that you don't even think, like, because there's some intelligent motherfuckers going to MIT. See this shit with
think
those
it's
big
smart,
boots?
but
You
it'll
see it
be-
with those big boots?
Wait.
Is that real or Photoshop?
The huge ones are Photoshop, but the big ones are real.
Okay, but them huge ones, I was like, come on, son.
That's a
Them
meme
shits
of
look
a
like
meme.
emblems. Them shits is fucking stupid. Yo, so listen, this next thing, Kanye West is he's gonna redesign the McDonald's package. So I assume that it's for burgers. You know, they come in a box.
I'm assuming it's gonna be very ugly.
You know, well, it's gonna be different. I wonder if it's gonna have like McBoots on it.
I think
You know what I mean?
I think it's genius.
I mean, him doing that, we got to see. You know what I'm saying? He had he had posted a photo of some reimagined McDonald's box on his Instagram story earlier, Monday, May 23rd. He provided some clarification with a post explaining that he and Muji industrial designer Nuado Fukusawa, Nuado Fukusawa,
It's a collab.
will be designing the McDonald's packaging in the future. So stay tuned for the McBoots, McChicken.
They do
You know what I mean?
they do their best to keep their brand going and getting like major artists to endorse them and shit. Just make your food better.
Yeah, well,
Why don't you start there?
They do have a calorie.
They got oatmeal.
Yo, they do have a
okay,
calorie
at
chart now.
McDonald's, and it's good.
And they got a calorie chart, and
With
they got
fresh apples.
McWraps.
And crazy.
Okay.
With grilled chicken, like that.
You
First
can
of
make
all,
healthy choices. It's up to you.
Ain't nobody going to they
Don't
got
blame
the dollar
the
menu,
tea.
but that's just $1.59 menu. $1.27. Let me tell you this story. I don't go to McDonald's as much as I used to back in the day, but I went in there one time when my son was at his youth, Tremaine. You know, shout out to my other son, Kerry. Y'all know I got two.
Shout out to both.
So we was at the damn McDonald's. This dude said, we always taught my kids, when you see the fries and all that, make sure them shits is full, like the picture. So that's like all the time.
I love it.
I get them fries back, they be all like slim. Yo, dude, like, you need these shits to look like the picture. So they both can tell you, they grew up on that. They like, yeah, we getting these pictured up. You know what I mean? So boom.
Pictured up.
For real. So
no
boom.
false advertising in this
One
fam.
time I go through there, this motherfucking fat motherfucker, forgive me, because I don't dislike fat people. It's part of the people. This motherfucker said, listen, that's the way it is. You only get 6 ounces.
He busted out portion
I looked
size.
at my son and shit, I said, I know this motherfucker ain't just say this, right? I said, wait a minute, dude, picture. He said, I said, man, I slapped the shit out of you. He said, what? I pulled over, I went inside. I said, yo, get my goddamn money back, man. I slapped the shit out of you again. He was like, trust me, I'll call the cops. I was like, motherfucker, you the one that told me to this day, like, we never forgot that this dude said, you're supposed to get 6 ounces of fries. We could go with a can with me and DL could go on the street and hit motherfucker all around, all day long. Do you know how many ounces of fries you're supposed to get?
This is the McDonald's commercial.
You see what I'm saying? Word, no, on some shit.
Call Big Shug, he'll let you
we
know.
can go, me and you can go and walk up there, all types of motherfuckers. You know how many ounces? Can't nobody tell you that shit. So when I told him, I'm gonna slap this shit out of you, this motherfucker said, touch me and I'll call the cops. But I just want fries, dog. You know what I mean? I want my son to be eating.
See, a smart employee would have just gave you extra fries and jumped over the drama.
He was like a manager. That's what made it worse. And he eat them shits because his shit was definitely untucked. Impossible to tuck.
Do we want to shout the address? No, let me
So it is what it is. I'm just saying, so when you get your fries.
And we got Biggie on the Metro card. What's up?
That's pretty dope. For his 50th, it would have been his 50th birthday, right?
Yep. He got a new song out.
No.
It was it's a re-released verse.
Yeah, that's not a new song.
Well, you know what they're saying? It's a new song. It's got a new name.
If I know the bars before he says them,
it
and then new song.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I wasn't even.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could just be like, I got a new Gangstar album. It's just Moment of Truth, but I made new beats to it. It's a new album.
A lot of times that's what it is, as we know. Like that's why Guru was so dope. When Premier did that album, because that was weren't joints. That was like released through, you know. And so it was dope that we were able to do that. Yeah. So, and also Biggie's son. They had a party, a 50th birthday party for Big, and his son rapped Biggie's verses on One More Chance. Biggie's son's getting his dick sucked in the back.
Oh wow, that's not the story. Yeah, I heard. I don't know nothing about that story.
Was it by a little kid?
That's how rumors start.
Stupid as shit. You know he's a grown ass man.
We don't do that.
I'm only fucking with you. Biggie was my nigga, man. Y'all know. Well, yeah, his son performed his the lyrics to One More Chance. People enjoyed it and they were like, he eerily sounded similar. So, you know, in that regard, but
I guarantee you didn't.
Well, you know, that's just how they posted it. But,
okay.
I mean, but you know, if you practice
insensitivity with Myster DL.
You practice to be it.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, you could cause you know, like ODB's son. You know,
he adopted the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole
voice, the identity.
Yeah, right. So I mean, it could happen. You know.
Yeah.
What else you got good?
It can happen.
What's next with that big? What's next up there, Chef Tizzle?
So in La Zona de Peligro, we have.
What'd you say about Negroes? Run that shit back. Nah, come on, man.
I ain't talking about my grandmother.
Play us up here, man.
I'm good.
Nah, go ahead. It's cool.
We got 6ix9ine and Fat Joe.
Well, it started out with Fat Joe unapologetically ripping 6ix9ine, you know, on a show. What's that show? He was just
with Matt Hoffa, but I don't know the name.
Yeah, he was recently on that part. Yeah, sat there with Matt Hoffa for an interview. Yeah, okay, cool. And Fat Joe rips 6ix9ine, saying he's a pussy, he's a sucker, he's a bitch. right?
What an original take.
I mean, and the reason why he said it is because he says that after them doing him being on Joe's show, Joe, he said right in front of him, Joe, you know this is it's an act. You know I really ain't gangster, none of that. And Joe says he said it in front of Thoroughgood.
Tekashi 6ix9ine was on Fat Joe's show?
Yeah. Wow. Tekashi damn near on everybody's show.
They were friends at the time.
You know what I mean? And
then, so this is before all the ratting and stuff?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but he said that this gangster shit ain't real. This is what Fat Joe was saying. So
about 6ix9ine.
Yes, you know, not himself.
Because on the show he was like kind of preaching to him.
See,
and then after,
I know Fat Joe from when I first came to New York, and just knowing that he already had shit popping, storefronts, bread, all of that before he was even really the rap dude. Fat Joe, he was like, that's how I met him, you know. And
yeah, Remy Martin claims that the whole time she knew Fat Joe, he was rich.
I mean, I'm telling you, this dude owned like shit. That I was like, yo, damn, you know. It's almost like he didn't have to rap for the bread. It was almost like he liked to do it, like he wanted to be a part of it. 6ix9ine, which can get on anybody's show too, you know what I mean? And he talks about Fat Joe was saying what he's saying because he's jealous of him. Really, I don't really even know anybody who might be jealous at this time of 6ix9ine, you know what I mean?
Jealous?
So,
I don't see any jealous of him. I mean, I could see people being jealous that he has money, but I don't think jealous of him.
But not Joe, though. Like,
no one wants to be, I wish I was the biggest rat in the world. I wish I was that famous for snitching. Like, no one, I don't think anyone's ever said those words.
But it's not even, it's even like, that's
no one's ever said that sentence.
But it's been put out. It's been put out. But I don't know why cats keep, like, Joe, I know Joe put his word down to be like, yo, this is what that is.
If you want to be in the game and make all the money and sell all the drugs and fuck all the women and this and that, the other part of that game is getting arrested and going to jail and serving your time for the crime you committed. Because check this out. If there was no consequences to selling drugs, nobody would work at Target. Nobody would work at fucking being a mechanic because like, oh, I could just go sell crack and make $1,000 today and nothing's gonna happen to me. Okay, because there's,
I get
what I'm saying.
I get your point, but also at the same note, then there's too much competition if everybody was selling crack. Then it would be normal, like you know what I mean. Yeah. So I know what you're saying, though. I get it 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. The fact that you could get robbed, shot, or go to jail weeds out the people who don't really belong in the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, sir. What up,
what's
B?
the next subject?
What up, Bill?
Chef Tizzle.
Coming on over here with that bullshit.
The next.
Get out of here, Bill. Shit, he heard you call. Look, he's coming too. All right, man. What's up, though?
What we got next? I can't see it.
Oh.
Ray Liotta.
Damn.
Oh,
man.
Go ahead,
Ray Liotta. Henry Hill. Most known for playing Henry Hill, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Great actor.
Yeah, it was terrific, man. Great actor, man. He passed.
He just passed on your way over here.
Wow.
We just threw him in last minute.
Wow.
Said Ray Liotta has died. The Emmy Award winner was 67. The Goodfellas actor died in his sleep in the Dominican Republic. People magazine confirms he was engaged to some lady and was the dad to a 23-year-old daughter, and he has an ex-wife. That's pretty much all the information they have, but yeah.
We want to bring this attention. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta.
Great actor.
For all the great moments on the screen you brought us, and I'm sure you was a terrific father, terrific person. You know, he'd be missed. You know, but you know what? The legacy of him will carry on because you know these pictures are here. The movies are forever. So, you know, just rest in peace, man.
Yeah, he's in that Goodfellas. At least Goodfellas will live forever. That one right there.
It all works, man. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta, man.
Unless Robert De Niro gets canceled for playing an Irish person. And he's not Irish, so maybe that won't last forever.
He'll always be dope.
And we're back to the danger zone.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, rest in peace, Ray Liotta. What we got next?
DMX and his fiancé, Desiree Lindstrom.
DMX fiancé, who was with him, you know, he's gonna marry her. They ruled in court that she wasn't entitled to any of his belongings or anything. She's now about to go to college. you know, so she could take some classes to show her son that she can stand on her own, and said, a piece of paper ain't shit. Our love was real. So that's where it's at. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if that's their son, I'm sure, you know, you gotta take care of like that, take care of him. But, you know, it's just telling you, like, you know, I mean, that's the way it is sometimes. You're not married.
Yeah, he also
had. I
don't know what she was. I don't know what she was gonna get anyway, because he had like 18 kids and no will.
Well,
so.
But still, he was worth a lot, though.
Was he?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know he sold a lot. Yeah. I don't know if he was.
Still was worth a lot. Yeah. It's like, because that, especially when you die too, all the rest of that shit is like, you know.
All your streamings go up. And
yeah, but you know, the main thing about it is him being missed as an individual, as a person, and as I'm sure she was deeply in love with him, and they were together. That's who he was with.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, that part is sad, but I'm sure like she goes on strong. Shout out to Desiree, man. Rest in peace, X, man. And you know, life goes on, man.
One of the most incredible things, most incredible things I ever saw was the helicopter footage of how long his funeral procession was driving from Yonkers into Brooklyn, of all motorcycles, for miles and miles. And he was on a monster truck, remember?
Yes.
The big, this was wild.
Great talent, gone before his time. We celebrate his legacy still, DMX, you know what I'm saying? You know, forget a shout out, give him a bar, roof. That's you, DMX. And, you know, like I said, life goes on, your legacy continues. All right, so listen, we're at the Danger Zone Podcast, episode 18, 1-8, you know what I'm saying? And we got the special guest today, my man 1,000 Grand, Sadat X, you know, his own person as well, and also a member of brand Nubian, and a member of life and doing things in life. You know what I mean? So, you know, we glad to have you here, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
You know, we just if you could, just for new listeners and people, update them, just get them up to speed who Sadat X is, you know, and how this whole thing came about. You know what I mean?
All right, well, you know, I'm Sadat X, 1/4 member, brand Nubian Brothers. That's myself, Lord Jamal, Grand Poobah. You know, been doing this for a while, still doing it. Done songs with damn near about everybody. So, you know, I'm out here. You know, I'm still doing what I do. I'm making other moves. I'm working. I'm raising. I got kids. I'm surviving.
And that's real. And where you from originally?
Originally from the Bronx, moved to New Rochelle, and you know, I lived everywhere though. I lived in Brooklyn for a long time. I lived uptown for a long time. So I've been in the city, New York City, a while now. I'm down here, down south.
Okay, so I mean, have you guys well, I know we had the pandemic and everything, but I see, have you been getting back to performing, or you know, have you done that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Slowly but surely, it's been coming around. Did a couple of shows, you know, the shows look like they starting to swing back around again. We got a show Saturday in Houston. So I'm getting ready for that. We go to Houston on Saturday. So that should be a pretty good thing.
So are you rocking with the whole crew, like Poobah and?
Yeah. This show right here, I do a lot of solo shows, but this show right here is a brand Nubian show. This will be all of us.
Okay, yeah, because it was crazy because I just you know how this hip hop thing connects, man, and I think it was a producer out of Germany or Switzerland, and his name was Tumor. That's what they called him. Okay. And he was like, "Yo, I want you to do this joint feature, but it was you and the brother AG, Digging in the Crate." Shout out to AG. You know what I mean? It was dope because I had seen you for a minute. And then we were all three on this joint. And I was like, wow, you know, it was actually dope. You know how them shits are. You do the features, you might not hear it, but I mean, have you been doing features still? Or
I do at least, I would say at least 3 a week. At least 3 a week. to this day. You know what I'm saying? To this day, where I still got a couple of joints I got to double back around and finish, but you know, I usually average about 3 a week.
You know, it's dope because when you came up and basically with us too, because it was Gang Starr and the whole time, that's when I originally met you. Because I came home in 91 and reconnected with the crew, and you know, that was everybody's ascension. And one of the main things, I was just having a conversation with DL and Chef Tanya, voices was like key. Like voices was, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, you know, Shan and you know, as it grew, LL and just different people, even all the way up to Biggie, whatever. Voices was different. But your voice was like most unique, man. It was like motherfuckers would hear it and be like knowing, oh shit, that's Sadat, you know, boom. And like, did that come to you like that? Did people always say that to you, or were you aware of that when, you know, as you was rocking, doing your thing?
No, well, fortunately, that came from the beginning. I mean, from day one, you know, it was something that separated me, you know, and that was my separation factor, you know, in this game. And when you're doing things, especially with this rap thing, you got to have something that separates you, some type of separation factor. And fortunately, you know, my voice was something that was different. You understand? I always used it as an instrument, and you know, I like to play with it. But it's fed me through these years, and it's, you know, it's key to Sadat X, definitely.
I mean, it's dope because, like, to me, I know that when I would hear the songs, and then of course, I know everybody like flow. But then the way your shits came in, like it was one of the instruments, like from the, you know, punks jump up type, the beat down. When you would come in, it would be like, yo, okay, boom, it's right. You know what I'm saying? It's like three brothers basically. With you and the brand Nubian, was like three brothers, like on this block, like telling y'all this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Listen, you know what I mean? Yo, tell them X. You know what I mean? And on some funny shit, my man Guru, rest in peace. He used to be like, yo, my man, he used to be like, you sound like, what's that dude in Deputy Dog? Hold up, I forget, but he even told you that shit. You know, all of us got a laugh out of it, but he was like, Muxie or whatever his name was, because he had that, I'm hip, and he was like, he was to be like, yo, he told, and Google get fucked up, he drank and shit, we running, all of us, at that time, everybody was always in the same clubs, always in the same, the hip hop was, the movement was like, was singular. When I say that, I mean like everybody was around New York going to say, so I know I'm gonna see y'all, I'm gonna see the next man, you know what I mean? And I remember him saying that shit, and it was also, it was a compliment because it was like the distinctive, your voice being distinctive, and it was like, damn, man, you know, it was dope. Like, and still is, because you still got the same, it ain't like your shit changed. Oh, you had an MC voice, like, you know, it was just unique. I respected that, it still do. But as we stand here today, like, do you, I noticed, I follow you on Instagram. What's the tag again?
Sadat X Wild Cowboy on Instagram, on IG, and it's me. I answer everything. You know, my manager, you know, she's with me, but I answer everything. I reply, you know, so it's basically me handling it.
And today, because as we speed up a little bit, you know, I follow it because you're very informative about what you do, you know, what's going on, your day-to-day. The day-to-day shit is dope, like, because it's like, from you working, because the show, because a lot of cats front. You know what I mean? Like, we know that this thing has taken shifts from the 90s when things really popping to like, okay, now you got to survive. You know what I mean? If you're intelligent, you're going to survive, man. You know what I mean? Or you're going to falter, or you're going to be behind bars. Because you tried to keep up, you know?
He talks a lot about surviving those years. He says before like the retro came back or whatever, he talks a lot about surviving those years of like the 2000 to like 2008 when people weren't
that
really
was
checking
that was a hard period, man.
Oh,
hard period.
I mean, and when that came, like, because you obviously you had to start young. So when that time came, when you were like, you know, the bread wasn't as fluid, the times were shifting, the things were just different. Like, was it a shock to you, or did you just, you know, initially, or did you just say, I got to go at it this way? Or, I mean, how did that hit you, and how'd you go from there, you know?
Well, being that, you know, we came up under the nation, the God's earth, the gods, and all, so we was prepared for this. You understand that? We just did the knowledge. But, you know, I did notice the shift, man, because, you know, that was around that time, you know, it was coming out of the shiny era, and then you had, like, you know, different groups was coming out doing their thing, like it was Dipset time and this time and that time. So you had to find a in, actually, you know what I'm saying? You had to find a way in, and, you know, it took a minute, man. Like, I had to study the trends, you know what I'm saying? That's when I was teaching. I was working in the school, and I was teaching. So, you know, I always had a B plan, you understand what I'm saying? And you know, I just was, and even throughout that time, I still kept doing music, still kept doing it. Like, I never took too many long layouts because, you know, I felt that to win it, you got to be in it. You understand? You got to stay around it, even if you don't, and you got to understand it. You know, you can't be a hater. You understand? You got to understand it and take it for what it is. Times change, and you know you can change with the time, but still stay in your framework and your demographic. You just got to know how to work it.
And because what you just said was key, you can change with the times or be left behind. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I feel you 100% because I was there at that same time. The only difference might have been is somebody that I'm connected to. It's still been like, you know, the movement in hip hop, like, you know, talking about the man. You know what I mean? So sometimes other things was like, oh, like you could do this or this, you know what I mean? So, and then survival, because when things slowed up, even for myself, it was like, where you came from, you know. Originally, you know, hey, I was a hustler for real, like, you know, not just drugs and things like that, but just, you know, making it ends meet, making things happen before that. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, it was like, that's why I asked you that, because they had an article in the Source magazine where all these ex-rappers was in prison, a bunch of them, like, and I know that it's like they instead of being the Jones, they was trying to keep up with the Joneses. So now, like when that light went off, them motherfuckers didn't know what to do. So they figured, like, I got to front like this. Now you in jail for like God knows how long, whatever. You know what I mean? So I respect the survival. I respect, you know, like I said, I follow you and not even for the show or whatever, man. I be watching IG because it's like, you know, from the stories of the instruments and what you do. Instead of waking up with the Earl on the sweatshirt, or you thought it was, you didn't know what the fuck. So you know, man, I'll be seeing like
everything that I go through, man. It's life, man, and that's 90% of the population. You understand? 90% of the population identifies with what I'm talking about. 90% of this world got to get up and go to work. You understand? Got to do something. And I'm just here to let people know, man, there ain't nothing wrong with making an honest day's salary, man.
Not at all, brother.
It ain't nothing wrong with getting the pension plan and some benefits. You understand?
Because especially that hip hop has no pension plan.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Exactly, man. This rap thing ain't got no pension plan, no union or nothing like that yet. So it's gonna be a rough awakening within these next 4 or 5 years. You're gonna have a whole generation of these rappers that's gonna be stuck in the mud somewhere where it's gonna be, I wouldn't say it's over because, you know, I think rap is still making changes and defining itself, but a lot of these rappers who haven't been keeping up doing it and have just been on the sidelines mad at these kids and everything, they're gonna be stuck in a bad place.
I mean, it's crazy because we'll have that next, like, I mean, first of all, when we came up in this game anyway, it was separation. Success breeded separation, meaning that, oh, we're successful now, man. Damn, we gotta separate from the crazy shit that's going on, shit that we might have been involved with. Whatever. Today, they be on some hokey pokey shit. You got 1 foot in, take 1 foot out. The fuck that shit ain't gonna work. You see what I'm saying?
It don't work like that, man.
You know, so that's the difference. Like we was like, shit, now motherfuckers want to come and they wear fake ass necklaces to look like they're getting it. Whereas we was waiting to, like, they gave us them deals and was like, okay, let me go ahead and do this. And like, you know what I mean? So, you know, and that's why I say I respect the realness of it. And from that point to this point, like, what's your take though on the whole hip hop situation now? Like, how do you know, feel about it? What you think about where it's going? You know, what it has to do or whatever. Like, what's your take? You know?
Well, I mean, well, first of all, you got to look at rap as a genre. You got certain elements of music, classical music, operas that are 200-300 years old. You understand? So, in a sense, rap is still in it's not in its infancy, but it's still making lanes and changing. So you got a genre of music that's still in a constant state of evolution. Now, what I'm not understanding is, you know, and not to say that my generation was smarter than anybody else, because I know a ton of dudes who did a lot of bullshit in my era, and is paying for it now. But I tell these kids when I see them, we didn't have the technology like y'all have. Like y'all go do stuff and be on camera. Like, why would you go on camera with 1,000 grams? Or why would you go on camera with these guns? Or why would you go desecrate a man's grave? You have to know that that's repercussion. And I tell these kids, you know, if you desecrate on somebody's grave, it may not come directly back to you, but it might come to your son. It might come to mom. Somebody shoot through the window of the house. Like, you didn't think about that, right? When you went out there and did that fly video and got all high and took some pills and went and peed on that man's grave, you didn't think that maybe, he got somebody that feels some type of way about that, and I might be in a little trouble for doing that. You know, when you sobered up, you didn't think that, damn, now, maybe I shouldn't have did that. I'm on here talking about what hood I'm in all the time and yelling where I'm at. Maybe that might have made it easy for somebody to find me one day and come pop my head off for something over music, over something that I really ain't built for. You know what I'm saying? You're not built for war like that. Warriors is not on camera with guns and 1,000 grams. You put somebody, a real warrior, on his face on that, he gonna be like, yo, give me that camera, give me that tape. I don't, y'all can't use that. I can't be, when we was coming up, real bosses dudes, they didn't even want you to take their picture.
Right.
You couldn't, I'm cool with y'all, but I don't want to be in no pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, 100%.
It's bugged out.
That's real. You got something you want to say, Jay?
No, I actually agree with everything he just said there. Do you think, everyone always says that though, about that you guys have it better now with the technology, but it also fills the pond up because everybody's able to make the music. When back in your day, you had, like, when you guys first came out, you had to be dope for someone to want to invest thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars into you. Right. Now all you gotta do is invest $400 into a microphone and a interface, and you're a rapper.
Right.
Yeah. That's the yin and the yang of the technology. A lot of the technology, it's good, it's quick with these kids, and they can do all of this and all that. But in a sense, it takes away from you actually thinking also. Yeah. Having time to really think. Because sometimes when you pressing them keys all fast and doing this and that, you're doing that on a repetitive action, but you're not really thinking and using your mind. See, like, I would have never thought back then to do something like I said, how these kids is going to people's graves and shooting up stuff and this and that. Like, it's taken away from your actual thought process. Being with the guards, you had to come together at one day of the week and you had to build. You had to know today's mathematics. What's going on today, black man? How you see today's mathematics? How you then sometimes you get beyond the lesson. Well, God, that's the lesson. But how you see upon today's degree today, in your day. Explain, give me a plus degree of what you did today. Well, what I learned today, God, is this, that, this, and I observed this. Like these kids, like they do something, they don't observe anything anymore because I used to teach. And I used to be walking with these kids and I used to be like, when you walking, are you looking at your surroundings? Are you making sure somebody's not following you? Right. Are you seeing a strange person that you haven't seen over here, where their mind is so focused on being flying sneakers and this and that, where you're not thinking anymore? You understand what I'm saying? You're not even thinking about what's going on around you.
It's crazy too because, well, as you speak, and I know, but so you still up on your lessons and being God body and 5% Nation. Is you still up on all that?
Well, I'm not up on it as far as verbatim, as far as the lessons, some of the older lessons, but I still, can come together and build. Can't tell you exactly what this degree is, but I can tell you, I can give you a build about what's going on today. You understand? I can give you a build about, what has happened in the world today. You understand? Because it's got to be a build, because that's my one thing with the Nation of God's Nurse also. Like, we know and understand that those lessons were brought to us in the 60s. Well, we know and understand some of them figures is off now. It might be more than 17 million plus 2 million Indians now. You understand? Like, but it's good for mind repetitiveness in teaching. But, what about today's plus degree? What about this plus degree that we're going through right now with this COVID thing that just passed? That's a plus degree. these mass shootings, that's a plus degree. How you see upon that, God? What's your lesson in teaching your babies about today's what's going on today? Right. Are you able to have your babies mentally and physically ready for this world?
This world. I know you always, end your conversations on Instagram with teach these babies, and it's dope to me because it is important for us to feed the knowledge to the youth. Everybody's not going to receive it. We know that though. You know what I mean? Yeah. And because of that, a lot are going to suffer, but some will. And the only way that someone can accept knowledge anyway and wisdom is from, because they want to listen. I always tell people, man, you gotta listen to hear. Some people want to hear themselves talk, so they keep talking and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you listening to me, you're gonna hear what I say. So therefore, we're gonna return serve, and if we can grow out of that, we're gonna grow. So I'm respecting that, and I just like I said, I became a lot of the lesson and the knowledge and 5% of the nation, all of that. When I started coming to New York in '91, I was abreast of that. So I learned even the different dimensions and verbatims and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, this is a whole nother thing for me because I'm coming from Boston, you know what I mean? So it's like something else. But I always respect that, just like you as well. As we get closer to the motherfucking to the shore, right? Yo, so I want to just ask you a question too. As far as rappers, it doesn't matter from what era, what time, now, in the past, whatever, like
future.
Could you give us like 10 rappers that you like, that might be your favorite, like that you like, you know what I mean?
All right, well, I got a unique list, man, because see, my list is all about voice, about different stuff, being off pace. Like I would say, one of my joints for my 10 would probably be Kool Keith.
Right. That's
you understand? It would probably be Keith, because every time when I get with Keith and we do something, I'm constantly amazed at how he's able to every year change himself into another persona and remain.
That's
you understand? And remain. Another person I would have to say that lives down here near me is Kane. I'm amazed at how Kane is still able to go out and do shows and do what he do and come out. I've been listening to one of these kids from Houston, a young boy. I heard a joint he made and I picked up on him. His name is Sauce Walker, I believe.
Sauce Walker,
yeah. I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. He made one joint like he was in front of a car and he just let it go, man. And I was like, wow, like that's how I know I'm still a fan. Because when I hear that, I'm like, damn, I wish I would have made something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I like him. I like like a lot of the young boys, I just gotta sit and really listen to it. If I listen to it the first time, some of my oldness might bypass it. Yeah. When I really sit and listen to sometimes, I was listening to a Lil Baby joint where he actually was really building on some some real stuff, man, talking about the family and doing this, and I was like, well, he got somebody around him that is trying to teach him something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we got six more. The reason why I say 10 is because, I like that top 5 and all that. I just figured 10 gives it more, you know what I'm saying, more purpose, so to speak, more.
Not even that, because every time you give your top 5, you're always like, oh, but I wish I said.
Nah, it's 10. So, we got 6 more.
All right, well, I got to put Kool G Rap in there.
Oh, no question.
Got to throw G Rap in there.
No question.
I got to throw Guru in there, one of my favorites. Voice. I got to throw that. I have to throw him in there. Who else I'm gonna throw? I'm gonna throw my man AG in there. Who? I'm gonna throw A in there.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna throw A in there.
Yeah, his own
A is one of my
too.
favorites. A get deep with it sometimes. I like A, and I have a chance to travel to Europe with him and actually sit and go through his mind. I like them. And that's 8. Let me see 2 more. Let me see. And these are, I got to think of somebody that I really
3 more. Yeah.
3 more.
Yeah.
I like my man, Mike, Big Mike from Run the Jewels.
Oh yeah.
Killer Mike.
Killer Mike.
Killer Mike. Yeah,
Kanye loves Run the Jewels.
Killer Mike is a beast, boy. Killer Mike is a beast. Yeah. Definitely. I gotta put Chris in there.
Yeah, I gotta throw one. Yeah, DL's favorite rapper. Yo.
Yep. And I'm gonna throw when he really throw down on it. And I'm a fan. I'm gonna throw my man Cameron in there because I got a couple of Cameron.
Okay. That's a twist.
Yeah, it was a twist.
That's a twist. So that was 10. That's dope. That's dope. We got that right. 10. You know what I mean? And, so I'm not gonna even go further like much longer because man, you really put us up on it. We really I got something. I mean, my man right here, Swashbuckling DL got a couple of questions. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He one of them dudes, they put their hand on their hip and they ready to go to war type dude. But he gonna be all right. Go ahead, D.
I want to know what your first rap name was. Like very first one.
My first one was D-Rock because I had a belt buckle that it was a D-Rock and like I remember. I was sick because like one of the letters fell out one time, so the K fell out, so it just became D-R-O-C. So D/ROC because the K fell out, but it was still Rock though.
Right. Jeez.
I know for a moment, you guys broke up and went your separate ways or this and that. Yeah. I just want to know, do you enjoy making solo music or group music? Where are you more in your zone?
Well, actually, I like both. With the group, we doing the songs that we did. I wish we would make some more new songs because see, that's where I go with my solo. Like I love the brand Nubian stuff, but I still like to grow, man. I still feel that me being a fan and listening. And see, one thing about being a fan in this rap game is you got to and growing it and staying in it. You got to be able to listen. You got to be able to take criticism. It's hard for somebody to take criticism sometimes. You feel you've been in the game for 25 years, 30 years. Nobody can tell you nothing. But a knowledgeable man learns something every day. Right. You understand? The wise man learns something new every day and you take it from where you can get it. And an honest opinion is the best opinion. You understand what I'm saying? If somebody tell you, your honesty, I think you could have did this or you could have did that. So that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
I remember you did a feature with my homie Garth Cultivator. You remember Garth?
Yeah, I remember his name, no question.
Yeah, you killed that feature, and that was what really brought me back to being like, holy shit, this guy has solo stuff out right now. I mean, this was 15 years ago, I've been following your solo career ever since then. So another thing, everyone wants to know. What was your experience working with Biggie, and did you work with him in the studio, or was it something that was put together after?
Nah, well, actually, and that was probably one of the only joints like that on that album. Is me and Big was in the studio, and we did that in the studio. Me and Big was there. Finesse was there because Finesse did the original beat. Lord Finesse, and we sat there. We had like a box of Phillies. We had about 3-4 bottles of Mo, and my man Spark was there. I think Lil C's was there. Tracy Waples might have been there. Puff came at one point, and like me and Big I just remember him smoking and coughing and going all crazy, but not writing nothing down. He didn't write nothing down. He just would be walking around in the room and just mumbling to himself. And then at one point he was like, "Yo, I'm ready," and he went in there and did it. And me and Puff fell out over some stuff, so he ain't put that on the original album. But, Big always would tell me, like, yo, I wanted that joint on my album, but we're going to do something else. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, we never got a chance to work together. I used to go out to Brooklyn and mess with him on the block some days. And real good dude. So
you said you had a falling out with Puff. Are you surprised he didn't cut you for the Born Again album?
Yeah, I thought that would have got cut, but, in a way, I would have rather that did get cut because the beat that they used on that one was... Hello?
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Yeah, the beat that they used on that one was not close. If Big would have been alive, I don't think he would have co-signed that beat. I think he'd have been like, nah, man, keep that Finesse beat.
One question I got is, because we touched on it a little bit earlier, when you broke up and Pooba was, you know, for Dolo, he went to do whatever he was doing, and it was, I noticed, you know, it was just you and Lord Jamal. And I'm saying, at that time, because even I always wanted to know that, like, so what happened right there? Because y'all kept rocking, and then I didn't hear from him, like, again. Like, did he just...
Yeah. Well, what really happened was, see, people fail to realize, like, you know, when you got groups that be together for, like, 5 and 6, 7, 8 years trying to get a deal and trudging this and that, it wasn't like that. It was like, we all lived in the same town. Pooba had already got a deal. He was already out. I was a solo artist. Jamal was a solo artist. We would go to the studio sometimes. Pooba bring us to the studio. We get 8 hours. Jamal do 4 hours of his stuff. I'll do 4 hours of my stuff. One day, Pooba had a beat. I think it was Jazzy J who made the beat. We all rhymed on it. It sounded good. Being that Pooba already had inroads down in the musical industry, he took it downtown and connected with Dante Ross, who was at Tommy Boy at the time.
Right.
And Dante was like, yo, hold on. I'm getting ready to make a move. I'm going to get a situation together over at this label, Elektra. And we had it. It was like Pooba took it downtown, and within about maybe 8 months, we had a deal. Whereas we hadn't been a group like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we hadn't really been, you know, like knocking on doors for years, getting deals, how some groups had to do it, you know. Right. And I wish we would have stayed together just to see what the second album would have been. You know what I'm saying? Because the first album was definitely fueled on a hard thirst and love of hip hop, of sneaking downtown on the Metro North train, sharing cheesesteaks and beer, and if you got $1, I got $1. You know what I'm saying? So I would have liked to see what happened behind that, but you know, it's like in all families. You got your brothers, and your brother, you might get in a fight with your brother. Y'all might not be cool for a little while, but ultimately y'all brothers, so y'all always gonna be family.
Of course, and you're connected forever in that group, and that, as we say, Sadat X, we're always gonna say, you know, from Brand Nubian, just so people just been educated about that.
You know?
Yeah. Was the energy the same? From a show before the breakup, now a show after the breakup, is the energy the same?
Well, it was a little different because, see, if you notice, that album, that first album was kind of different from the In God We Trust album that me and Jamal put out. Right. That album, the In God We Trust album, was a little more dealing with the science of the nation, was a little more dealing with I guess, cultural awareness at the time, you know, and it was more of a proving ground album. You know, we couldn't do as many feel-good songs because, you know, we wasn't feeling good. We was feeling like, yo, we got to prove that we still supposed to be here, because we thought everybody thinking Pooba be around. He been around, so it's up to us to show and prove now. So that's what went into the music.
Yeah, because y'all was like Eddie Kendricks and David Ruffin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We was looking through the window.
Y'all had to be like, hold up, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? We gonna still do our thing. One thing though, before we did too, was it was funny to me when you he was like, yo, you was at the job and whatever, and some dude came up there, rhyming and shit, punks jump up there. He was like, yo, knock that off, son. That's just corny, son. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, it took me back because I was in a dentist one time, and it just made me think of that because I was in a dentist and they had that shit they call the rubber dam, holding your mouth open or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And the dude is mopping and shit, and he's like, Big Shug. Oh shit, yo, Big Shug, he was mopping in the same spot for mad long, and my mouth was wide open, like, dog. I can't say shit. He said, yo, man, I be rapping this shit, son. You know, I be rapping, right? And he's still mopping in the same spot, and I'm sitting there like this, like, damn, man.
He's like, yo, you don't
so
see
he
me
go,
right now.
and then so then he said it, yo, hey, yo, I took the damn out of my shit. I say, yo, money. I'm gonna get my root canal and all that. I can't hear you rhyming right now. I'm good. You gonna have to dip. Yo, and when you said that, that's why when you said, yo, man, money, knock that shit up. Yo, come on. I had the yeah, we back. I had the rubber dam in my shit, like, yo. And that, you know when they hit the Ayo. You know what I mean? He mopping, this nigga been mopping about like for 10 minutes in the same spot. And just cause he seen me and shit, he like, oh, I'm like, man, listen. And I literally, if anybody know about rubber dams, right? If they know about them rubber dams, Them shits is screwed and they hold your mouth open for them to work.
Yeah.
So this man, I'm like talking to this dude, right? You know what I mean? I'm talking to him like, and he's like, hey yo. I said, man, listen, take this shit up, man. Listen, not right now, bro. So I mean, I know how them situation was, and that's where it brought me to. But
yeah.
That's
Before we go,
Yeah.
Chef Tanya, she has a couple questions for you.
Yeah, I wanted
All right.
to know who is your favorite producer.
Oh man, well, I have a couple of great ones, Premier. But you know, I'm partial to my man Diamond D, because whenever I get with Diamond, we do some things, and you know, Diamond been my man for a long time. You know, and the deal with Diamond, you got to know Diamond. Like to really deal with Diamond, you got to know Diamond, because Diamond got a little quirks and intricacies that's unique to Diamond. So that's why I say that.
oh,
Now, before we let you go, I know you have a lot of things going on. I wanted to know, are you still an entrepreneur dealing with wine? Because I know a couple of years back, that was one of the ventures. And like, what other things do you have going on that we may not know about?
Well, you know, like I said, I am in the process of still working with the wine, with the True Wine Connoisseur brand. We going through a reboot right now. We repackaging it and we remarketing the image. So we will be back with that for the summer. And we still have some left. That's at the True Wine Show on Instagram. We still are doing that. Like I said, I'm working. I got a comic book out now that you can get on. You can get that on,
what I just
at
peeped.
Fat Beats. You know what I'm saying? That's the adventures of me
Right.
and my man AZ.
No
You understand?
question.
We came out with a comic book and got some vinyl with it and a poster. So I'm always trying to, you know, just do things, man, to stay relevant, keep my name out there.
Yes, sir.
great.
Yes, sir.
Now, can you tell us what are your socials? And I know you said you were gonna go on tour. Like, where can people see you?
Well, they can follow me, Sadat X Wild Cowboys. I'll be putting up dates. Like, we got one day start now in Houston. We'll be in Atlantic City, July 23rd. I know August 11th we'll be at Coney Island in Brooklyn. So things is moving around.
We hope to see you soon.
Yeah, man, for sure. You know, I mean, the last time I actually saw you in the physical was we had Freddie Fox's little party he had there. Like, you know, everybody was there.
Yeah.
I mean, Ice-T and
I was
Eric
Fox,
B.
no
I
doubt.
know, we was all up in there. That's the last time I saw you. I had to see you with Melly Mel. Everybody was in that fucking party, man.
No
You know,
doubt.
I did a little performance that night, and it was crazy. You know, crazy good time. But we appreciate you, man, coming through.
absolutely.
It's been a blessing, man, and an honor, because as we move forward, you know, as we know every day, man, like we hear, like it's basically a blessing for real. Like it's
Yeah, because a lot of us is going down, man.
No
Getting
question.
older, a lot of us, man, is falling, man. So, you know, you got to stay in contact and document everything. You know, that's why when I'm in the studio, every time I go to the studio, I film it. I got about 6-7 hours worth of footage. I bring my daughter sometimes to the studio, and I'm gonna be putting that together. But I'm in the habit right now of documenting everything.
It's good, man. Well, listen, people, this is the Danger Zone, episode 18. We were honored to have my man Sadat X.
Thank you very much.
And continue to pay attention to what he's doing, and I'm sure I'll run into you at some point too, because I'm always on the move like that as well. And thanks for thanks for spending time with us, brother.
No problem. Love all the time.
Okay, you know that, man. Yes, sir.
Peace. Oh shit, Big Shug. It is that time of the week, man. Sadat X interview was crazy, but I really want to know who is stupid as hell.
Stupid as hell. Well, a Georgia man was arrested after he allegedly drilled a hole in a U-Haul truck to steal its fuel and caused a gas leak, drawing mockery from a local law enforcement department. Listen, first of all, Jesse Smith, 25, was charged with criminal damage to property and theft Thursday after he allegedly punctured a hole in the U-Haul rentable vehicle and made off with at least 5 gallons of fuel, according to the Griffin Police Department.
That's $30 worth of gas.
You know what I mean? And the spill prompted fire department officials to respond Wednesday, leading to a ridicule from the authorities in the area.
So basically, you wasted the fire department's time, so that cost the taxpayer money.
Well, the stupid as hell part is that the danger that you're gonna even get yourself into by drilling holes in a gas tank.
He probably smokes.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, well, if he smoked, we would have been talking about stupid and dead as hell. But since he just put the holes in there, that was dumb as shit.
That's what he said.
And it's very short this week, but Jesse Smith, you are stupid as hell. And wait a minute.
Uh-oh, rewind.
If you want some gas, go pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Because drilling holes ain't the one, man. It ain't the win. All right, man. Jesse Smith, 25, you are stupid as hell.
Man, that was another good episode. That's
Another
Sadat
terrific.
That's Sadat X
I'm
interview.
sorry,
Was sick.
shit.
The danger zone.
It was a beautiful episode, number 18. We appreciate y'all coming. Remember, or stopping by to see us. If you haven't seen all the joints, you know all of them up on YouTube, on the Ill-Mannered Films. Big Shug, you find it. Catch up on it, binge on them, you know. But thank you. Subscribe, like the page, and, like what you see, put it down there for us. And, excuses have no purpose, don't make them. As we grow, we gonna glow. And we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on a regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on a regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard I have. You juke when I stab. Grands in my pocket and still caught a cab.